been, what, about 48 hours now since that news came down of the death of His Purple Highness, Prince, of course. And I think it's still very hard. Victor Blackwell in Minnesota, they're very hard, Victor, for people to wrap their heads around the fact that he's gone. That's something that's tough to absorb, because obviously we didn't see him every day, but fans, I think all of us, just have a really, really tough time thinking about a world without him, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we would see Prince at award shows, and of course, Prince was in our iPods and our iPads and our iPhones, and some people still have the vinyl. We've seen people pull out those albums over the last several days, that he was omnipresent when the radios turned on, especially after a certain hour. I'm outside the building here where Prince put his genius to work. This is Paisley Park, where he lived, where he performed, where he recorded, and sadly on Thursday, this is where he died. The investigators are now trying to answer the questions surrounding his death, those final days, the final hours. Here's what we know so far. Prince's autopsy was performed yesterday morning, but the full report we know, including in toxicology, that could take days, maybe weeks to get the final results there. Investigators have, though, ruled out suicide. They say there were no signs of trauma, no evidence of foul play. They're promising, of course, to leave no stone unturned. Now, his body was released to his family. That was yesterday. Prince was found unresponsive in an elevator. He was 57 years old. And as Christy said just a moment ago, it's so difficult for fans who are not only here, but around the world to just come to grips with the idea that Prince is no longer with us. Stephanie Elam is here with me, and Stephanie has been outside this growing monument, this growing memorial outside of Paisley Park, where we're seeing the outpouring of love from fans who have come in from near and far to share just a moment outside of this special place. And what are you seeing there? What are you hearing?
Yeah, that's right, Victor. You know, some people would love to come here and they can. You see that outpouring of love on social media. But for the people who feel it's worth it to make the journey here to just express their joy for Prince's music, take a look at this. This is a massive dream catcher that someone has made, and it says, "Thank you for making our dreams come true." People here showing their love and appreciation. I just spoke to one woman who drove overnight, left 11 o'clock at night from Illinois, and got here in the 6 a.m. hour. And she's got to turn around and go back because her son has to go to a senior prom today. But she just felt it was worth it because she loves the music. She felt very deeply connected to it, and she wanted to express some love to Prince. And you see it throughout here. People leaving haikus. "Oh, purple one, you broke our heart, left us too soon. I would die for you." Flowers, scarves. Of course, obviously what you're seeing, Victor, is a whole lot of purple. People bringing balloons. There's candles out here. And I've been out here since early Friday morning. I can tell you that this memorial continues to grow. People still coming by as soon as the sun comes up. They're coming out here to pay their respects to Paisley Park because he was very much a part of this community here. People would see him out and about. And as you know, he was a native son of Minnesota and stayed here his entire life. So it means a lot to the people from this community as well, Victor.
Yeah, it certainly does. Stephanie Elam there at the memorial, and a lot of notes and candles and flowers. As she also said, lots of purple over there, his signature color. Stephanie, thank you so much. Now, it was not just the classic songs that drew fans. People, of course, will have their favorite tunes, but if you weren't fortunate enough to see him in concert, then you look forward to those award show performances. One of the most iconic was when he hit the stage with a superstar in her own right, Beyonce, for the 2004 Grammys. Watch this. And right now I'm joined by the man behind the early portion of Beyonce's career and the group Destiny's Child, Matthew Knowles, who is also Beyonce's father. Matthew, it's so good to have you with us this morning. An incredible moment there. We've heard a lot about Prince, the perfectionist. Give us an idea of what went into that performance. Take us behind the scenes.
Well, you know, there were several days of rehearsal with Prince and Beyonce. You know, what I learned also is he had a passion for excellence. and he asked that of his entire team. Beyonce learned a lot from that performance in 2004, and you can see that even today in the way that she approaches her tours. You know, Prince did 39 studio albums. He did 28 tours. So his body of work is truly iconic. He's truly a legend.
Yeah, a phenomenal career with so many hits. I mean, it's difficult to list them all off because as the tributes have played on the radio, you hear one that you've forgotten about over the last couple of days. But as a fan, as I'm sure you are, what did it feel like as a father to watch your daughter on stage with Prince?
Well, you know, Beyonce was so excited. She was anticipating that performance. And I'd like to say it's the best Grammy opening performance ever. But I was really, truly just happy to see. And Prince was such a gentleman, and he was really concerned to make sure, as a young artist, that she had the opportunity to present herself, because she got to do Crazy in Love. And he didn't have to do that. I mean, he could have said, I'm Prince, we're doing Purple Rain, and we're doing my songs. But he didn't. He truly was a team player for that.
Yeah, Beyonce told Giant Magazine that she was nervous when she hit the stage with Prince. Listen to this.
Walking in the rehearsals, I just was so overwhelmed and nervous and starstruck. And we rehearsed every day for an hour for a week.
Oh, really?
Instead of rehearsing for 6 hours the day before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that was so smart. It was Prince's idea, and I guess he knows people are starstruck because he's so amazing, and it made me really comfortable. And by the time it was time to do it, it was like second nature.
Yeah, that's relatable. It's understandable when anyone goes on stage with Prince. I'd imagine even a huge star like Beyonce, one would be nervous. What did you feel as you watched it?
Well, I felt the same excitement. So Prince had a way of connecting with fans that I've never seen before. And again, I think it goes back to his passion and the work ethics that he had. He's truly going to be missed. I tell you what, in those 7 days, I got to see Prince play basketball. This